You know what turns me on? Good anime. And good anime can sometimes be hard to find. Like when you reach that stage when you've consumed all the good shows that you can find and you're constantly searching for that next big high you'll have. A lot of people go through this with most pieces of media, and whenever I personally want something new and good to watch, I'll ask people. And I'm always met with the same exact answers. Big shows that are incredibly popular, or, "Oh man bro, listen, it gets good after like 200 episodes bro, you just gotta stick with it, man." And while I understand that big shows are popular for good reasons, I personally find that more underground releases that don't really have too big of a community behind them can sometimes be a better viewing experience, because you don't really have any predetermined notion or expectations going into them. Yeah, sometimes they're bad, and a lot of them start off strong only to fall later on, and that's probably the reason why they remain buried. But every now and then, you find that one hidden gem that's a complete surprise. What up and what it do, is your boy, it's me, Mad Matt, back at it again, talking about more things that I like and I think need more attention. That's all I really do here. And Planet of the Beast King is an anime I stumbled upon a few weeks ago while searching far and wide for something half decent. See, over the past few months, all I've been watching is trashy isekai and harem shows where the plot is non-existent. I've locked myself inside, away from the light and people. My skin is now a bright white where the littlest moonlight will charm me. My eyes have grown to the darkness and I'm beginning to believe that this 2D female will come real soon. So long as I keep donating to her. And I've been doing this in hopes that when I do find something good, it'll be just that. It'll be good. Because I've been force-feeding myself garbage for so long. Maybe one day I'll return to the outside world. But when I found this, I was taken back. I've never seen or heard of it before. With no expectations, there was a chance this could be good anime. Especially in the sea of mediocrity I've been cuckolding myself in for the past few months. Before I did go into this though, I wanted to know what I was about to get myself into, and I found out the show was incredibly underground and also really short. I didn't really know what to expect out of this show, but I'd be lying if I said the short runtime and how underground it was didn't raise a few concerns. However, I'm very glad to say that this series went far beyond my expectations and little skepticism. This wasn't just good, this was fantastic, and this definitely deserves more praise and more attention. So what is this about? Many moons into the future, humanity has colonized space and is now an interplanetary species. This kid, Thor, and his brother Ray live on a colony, until they witness the murder of their parents. They're then discarded on a hostile prison planet inhabited by carnivorous plants and other prisoners. This is basically a cross between Day of the Triffids and Escape from New York.
Every night, I can feel my leg.
Thor quickly learns that this planet has much more to it than he first thought, with many factions that reside on the planet all following a strange set of rules, with the big one being no one leaves, only if you become the Beast King, by killing the head of each faction. I kind of expected this show to be a survival story, from the way it opens to the story it was building up. However, it's not that. It's about a young man who wants answers, and he's going to have to fight through the planet's hierarchy and learn what the planet actually is to get them. I'm going to say it now, this story was fantastic. What starts off as a space-centered sci-fi quickly turns into a grounded fighting arc, which quickly turns into a romance, then a betrayal, then a space opera, all done in 11 episodes, which I thought would be the biggest weakness of the show. However, 11 episodes is the perfect amount to space out this story. It's not too long and definitely doesn't outstay its welcome. However, at around episode 6, it did kind of get a little stale. Things were just happening and weren't really going anywhere. Only when I got to episode 10, I realised this show had been planting little seeds of intrigue and mystery throughout every episode, that all come into play right at the end. There's so many little details and things set up in the opening episodes that most would gloss over them, only to have them mean a lot more later on. And that's a major plus this show has. Good writing for such a small amount of episodes. And it keeps that all while being a very anime show. You have a cool and unique world, awesome looking characters, epic fights over ideals and beliefs. Along with the art style and the aesthetic, you know what you're getting into from the start. Also, the studio that made this is Studio Bones, who if you didn't know did Full Metal Alchemist, My Hero Academia, and a bunch of other things, where many would consider them to be one of the biggest anime studios right now. And it blows my mind that such a massive studio created something that was this good and just didn't take off. I started to notice this towards the end, but every character has a weird name. Examples are Zagi, Third.
My name is number 2.
Tiz, which I always confuse with Tits. Thor, Odin. Humans aren't typically named like this. However, the characters in this show are great. Every one of them has an agenda, motives, and feels real in this world, including all of the smaller side characters who only get minimal screen time. And no character is ever introduced just for the point of it. They all serve something towards the plot and all have a purpose in the story. But the main character, Thor, is likable. He's much like the other characters, he feels real and grounded in this world. He's not some overpowered hero or has some unique ability. He's just a person who's been put into a horrible situation, who's been forced to face up against the odds the planet's stacking against him. And while he's a fighter, he's not good at first, so he has to rely on others to get him started, which again makes him feel more real and more grounded. Now in a lot of shonen titles, we get a lot of determined characters fighting for something with them constantly saying things to themselves like, "I'm going to become the king of the pirates."
I want to be the greatest hero.
I'm gonna become the greatest Hokage. You just watch me.
But Thor just wants answers. Why are my parents dead and why did I end up on this planet? He's not constantly monologuing to himself and pushing towards a goal just because he wants to, and he's determined. He has a legitimate reason for his goals. And so this all makes him hashtag relatable. I do know it's weird to compare this to shonen, but I think it's a good comparison. This show's great. If you want something short and digestible, give this a try. This show dispels the whole myth that a show has to be long to have a good story, because overall, it's an amazingly made story that doesn't overstay its welcome. I think this show's short runtime can scare off a few people, and maybe was the reason it didn't hit mainstream, because you have this epic story that looks like it's going to become a train wreck. But yeah, that's it. It's really good. Please give it a watch, or maybe an episode or two. And anyway, I must return to my basement.